So that I mean, it's, going back to the novel, the atmosphere has got loads of tension. There's loads of memories that may or may not be true. There's the weight of family secrets. What was the emotional seed that gave rise to this particular story? Maybe it was that true story that you're mentioning. Maybe you got inspiration from that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was that was definitely what I kind of it's the reason for the setting and for I wanted to create it's kind of like creates the atmosphere for the book. So it's about this thing that happened here in Iceland in the Second World War. We had, of course, like yeah, there were soldiers from the US and the UK
Right.
that came here.
Okay.
And there was like a huge problem in Iceland, how they were interacting with young girls, and the young girls were
Yes.
seeking them out and having relationships with them, and
Yeah.
this was like hugely frowned upon in Iceland. It's like everyone thought it was,
That's interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, everyone thought it was like not okay. So the police actually there was like a special detective sent just to watch them, like spy on the girls. And
Wow.
they were taken from their homes and sent off to the countryside to Kleppjárnsreykir, where my story happens. And in Kleppjárnsreykir, where there's a school now, the girls were kept there for a year, even as young as 13 or 14 years old,
That's interesting. Yeah.
and they were treated very badly. And it kind of it wasn't and that wasn't even the worst part. I think the worst part was that their reputation was totally ruined. Like they were always seen as these situation girls, even though they were just like teenagers, like having a crush on a boy or something, you know? It's like,
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah.
yeah, and it wasn't even discussed until very recently. But then had lived for 60 years with that huge stamp on them, on for being like situation girls. Um,
So it's
and
interesting because that happens in lots of other countries. I mean, like
yeah,
there's, in the UK, we had, we had Americans who were stationed in the UK, and
yeah.
there was lots of interaction between British girls and Americans, but we didn't have that same kind of crackdown.
No,
So
no.
that's maybe the thing that was a bit different about the situation in Iceland, perhaps.
Yeah, and it shows how like we were kind of in our bubble. I mean, it's just nice Icelandic girls. They're not supposed to be with some Americans or the Brits, you know. It was very not accepted in the culture, you know.
No, no, no. I understand. Yeah, maybe religious reasons as well. Perhaps.
Yeah, yeah, and just like some kind of because it's foreigners. I mean, it's like yeah, kind of shows how this society was kind of not multicultural. It was very
Yeah, and also the position of Iceland in the Second World War as a kind of
Mhm.
staging post for, the North Atlantic ships that were delivering goods to the UK for the war effort. It was almost like I think in a sense Iceland had in quote marks a good war because you were trading with the Americans and the Brits for the things, almost like a stopping point, a resting
yeah,
point.
yeah, and we got
Yeah.
they like I think we still have like we do still have like a defense agreement with them after that.
Yeah.
Uh, but it was like these girls, they even like I said, all down to 14 years old, they were sent to medical examinations, like medical inspections to
Wow.
see if they still had their virginity. So
Oh
it was,
wow. That must have been quite traumatic
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it's on its own base. Yeah, wow. Okay.